All right, there you have it up on the full screen. The Pentagon marches off to climate war. All right, not war, climate war. Joining us to talk about this, Senator John Hoeven of North Dakota, who's on the Energy Committee and other committees. Senator Hoeven, thank you, sir. This is a great story. The Chinese are going to love this. The NDAA has costly green mandates on federal contractors. I'm just reading from this great editorial. By the way, scope 1 and 2. So all these contractors have to put up what they are generating in terms of carbon, and then what kind of electricity or other carbon that they're using. And some of these contractors are going to have to tell us what their customers and users are generating. So basically, Raytheon, if I understand this correct, Raytheon and Lockheed Martin and the other great contractors, they're going to have to worry more about climate than war, Senator Hoeven. How's that sound to you?
It's a bad idea, Larry, and I'm on the Defense Appropriations Committee. So I work very directly with this, and these Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3 emissions reports now that defense contractors are going to have to prepare is going to drive up their costs, which means it drives up the cost for our military, which means we can procure less for our men and women in uniform. Because it's going to be more expensive. And as you say, their job is to protect our nation. So now this woke Green New Deal agenda now goes right at national security. So it's a bad idea. You mentioned energy. It's the same kind of thing he's done in energy, where he not only drives up the cost of energy, but he reduces the energy we can produce here at home. That's not just an inflation issue, that's a national security issue. Now he's doing the same kind of thing in the defense industry. So it's a bad idea. And obviously we're going to have to work to push back and try to stop it.
Senator Hoeven, do you think the Chinese military contractors and builders have scope 1, 2, and 3 to jump through? Do you think they have carbon emissions issues there too?
Of course not, and aren't you making a great point? We're going head-to-head right now with the Chinese. They're trying to build weapon systems that can defeat and surpass our weapon systems, and so now he's going to start making our defense contractors do all this work, drive up the cost, but furthermore, then what is he going to do with that information? Then what, we can't make the most effective weapon systems so that our men and women have the best technology and we stay ahead of our adversaries? Where's he going with this? Our military's job is to defend this nation and to defend freedom and liberty in the world, and now he's got this Green New Deal agenda that he's putting in there.
And by the way, I would just add parenthetically, U.S. carbon emissions have been falling for years. We have the biggest decline in carbon emissions of any of the big developed countries. The other one I want to ask you about, our great defense contractors, these are the people that make the weapons that make America the strongest military in the world. Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and the others. You think they're going to have to switch to battery technology or to wind cells? How's this going to work? Because that's where the Biden thing will lead. That's where their planners want it to lead. No more fossil fuels. We're going to have to use batteries.
That's precisely what I'm saying. It's not just driving up their costs in the near term so we get less bang for our buck, literally in terms of defense contracts, which is about $650 billion a year. But then what systems are they not going to be able to make that we need, or not make them in the way that they're the most effective? We have people whose lives are on the line out there. Let's make sure they have the best weapon systems and the best technology so we can defeat our adversaries and keep our men and women in uniform safe.
Senator Hoeven, the NDAA passed the House, I'm told. Almost $850 billion. I guess this climate stuff is in there, and I just want to ask you, will it stay in there when the Senate gets around to voting on it?
Well, the climate stuff that we're talking about, that is a rule that he's putting forth. He put it forth November 14th. This is something he's trying to do through regulatory fiat, and that's something that we'll work through the Congressional Review Act to try to defeat.
Wow, I didn't realize that. So you could conceivably knock that out?
Well, I think we actually can get some Democrats, I hope, in the Senate. Obviously, we can get it through the House, which with the Republican majority after the first of the year. The problem is he can veto it. And so can we get enough of our colleagues from across the aisle so that we can keep it from being vetoed?
All right, well, good luck on that. Senator Hoeven, you're terrific, sir. Thanks very, very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Larry.
All right.